Hey guys, this is Aaron Johnson at Kiteboarding.com. Today we're going to be reviewing the 2017 North Rebel. Some of the cool things about the Rebel, it's a 5-strut, 5-line kite. So what that does is give a lot of stability to the canopy with the 5-strut, and then the 5-line gives a lot of support to the leading edge. That really lends to the wind range of the kite. But it's a medium aspect, and North categorizes it as their performance freeride kite, and I agree with that 100%. It's one of those kites that can't be compared to anything else really well. It's kind of like a really unique band, like Primus or something that there's only one of it, and anything else you just can't compare it to because it's in its own category. It has a massive wind range. It has very big hang time on the jumps, very big jumps, and it rips up wind. Makes it super ideal for the free rider. Anybody who is one of those guys who rides all conditions, whether it's chop, slicks, waves, primarily hooked in kite. You can do some unhooked tricks with the Rebel. I learned unhooked fronts and back rolls on the Rebel actually, but it's just not what it's designed for, not what that's not its strong suit. It also, really weirdly, it flies very quiet. I don't know if that's just the overall wing design done by Ken Winter. I mean, it sounds goofy that somebody says, yes, this kite flies quiet, but actually, I was riding up behind somebody and actually upwind of them, coming down, trying to actually bump them with my kite, and they couldn't hear it until I got like just a few feet away from them, and I freaked them out. And so, but the Rebel is definitely just one heck of an anomaly of a freeride kite, and it is for anybody who just wants the absolute best in a premium freeride kite. New for 2017, North has gone to an 8-panel layout as opposed to a 4-layer panel. I think what they're trying to do is make the canopy more rounder and give it a little more wind range. I didn't think it had bad wind range to begin with, but they're experimenting with some things. Another thing would be the Dacron wingtips. It gives it a little more of a rigid structure, and it helps with the turning speed. Then North has also added a 15-meter size. So for those of you out there looking for a light wind kite, light wind freeride, high performance, good jumper, the 15 Rebel is also a really good choice. Looking at pros and cons, I think the pros: big wind range, huge jumps, it rips up wind, really versatile kite. One of the downsides, it's a pro and a con, I think, the 5th-line system. Now, it is, I don't want people to overthink it, it's just a 5th line, it's just one extra line to your setup. On the pro side of that 5th line, you have the best safety on the market. I don't care, everybody's gonna have their opinion on that, but you got the kite by the center of the leading edge. That's the balance point on the kite, and when you kill the power, that's where the 5th line is running from, right off the leading edge. So it makes sense, and it's simple. Another thing that I like about it is for light wind relaunch. When you got the kite in a downwind position, on its leading edge, and you're trying to relaunch and you don't quite have enough power, you can engage that 5th line by pulling in on that and letting go of everything else. So you put the kite on its back, and then you can get one of the outside lines to steer a wingtip up and get a launch. So it's really cool. Another benefit is self-landing, especially in high winds. It's one thing, easy to self-land most kites in moderate winds, but when you're up around gale force, just this morning we came in, it was nuking up to 30, and I was on a 10. I was just lit by the time I get off the water, and I know that I can come in, set the kite down on a wingtip. I go hand over hand up to the 5th line, let go of everything else, hold on to the 5th line, and boom, it's gonna clamshell every single time. And the easier way to get started with that would be just to bring the kite down on its wingtip and blow the safety, and it's gonna flag out right on that 5th line and set down. And I think that it gives the customer that added confidence. Now, on the downside, and the only bad thing I have to say that I can pick on the Rebel about dealing with that 5th line, if you invert the kite, sometimes you can't get out of it, and if you invert it, then the 5th line is going to be wrapped around the canopy, and you might have to make a quick decision to just blow the safety, flag it out, wrap it up, and swim. I've had to do it a couple times ever. It's not been a big deal. It's not something that would make me not want to fly that kite, definitely because all of the advantages far outweigh any disadvantages. But just so that we're giving an honest overview or a review, pros and cons, I think that's the only thing that I can speak negatively about. But again, the positives far outweigh that one little negative on the 5th line. So the question, who is the Rebel for? I think The North Rebel probably could appeal to 80-ish% of the market because that's the free ride guy. You want something that's reliable, something that performs just absolutely well, and something that is going to put a smile on your face. And so North Rebel for surf, for freestyle, big jumps, just general free riding. Guys use it for racing, and I understand why, because again, the thing rips up wind. I would say it just isn't for the unhooked rider. Let's go that way. And with that said, again, I did learn unhooked fronts and backs on it, and I got close to a little related blind with it, but that's just not what that kite's designed for. But again, if you're the guy who is, or girl, who's a hooked-in rider, free rider, and wants the ultimate in a high-performance free ride kite, I'll tell you what, mix up a big old batch of North Rebel Kool-Aid and take a drink, because this one's for you. Hey guys, again, this has been Aaron Johnson at Kiteboarding.com. Thank you for checking out this review on the 2017 North Rebel. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button there at the bottom of the link, and or leave us any comments on YouTube. Also, be sure to follow our social channels on Facebook and Instagram, and also pick up the phone, give a call, 800-622-4655. You can always ask for myself or any of the other guys. I like to say to the listeners out there, I'd like to say, hey, ask for your in-house North tweaker. There's a few of us here, so we'll be more than happy to handle any questions that you've got. Again, thank you. This has been Aaron at Kite.
Hey, you. Yeah, you right there. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you do, I can guarantee you'll be kept up on the latest gear reviews, trick tips, and other fun kiteboarding related topics. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call in the shop at 800-622-4655. Or you can head on over to our live chat with the link provided below in the description.